Winkle. Hello everyone, congrats on this immense accomplishment. You are some of the brightest students taking on a great challenge with STEM. It's with the engineers and computer scientists of the future that will really bring on positive change. From the world's most powerful rocket that happened yesterday, so if you guys didn't see, check out Falcon Heavy. New biomedical devices that are improving quality of life, and even social media apps that are changing the way we think about social entrepreneurship. Innovations are happening every day. But for now, welcome to Syracuse. It really is an honor to be speaking with you guys today, and I hope that I can put a voice behind some of the experiences that you guys can have at the College of Engineering and Computer Science. Thinking back to when I was in your shoes, deciding on a college where you'll spend the next 4 years, it was exciting to imagine this new opportunity. I can easily recall thinking what my future friends would be like, what my dorm was going to look like, where my life would take me. Going into Syracuse as an aerospace engineering major, I really was just winging it. I didn't know anyone and didn't even know what engineering was, which can make going away from home really scary. But within those first few weeks, I ended up pushing myself to go to the mall with AIAA, the Aerospace Professional Organization, to go see The Martian, which I understand is very aerospace of us to do. But there I ended up meeting a group of girls who are now my roommates and best friends and are here in the crowd somewhere. It doesn't hurt that I found people who like the same nerdy stuff that I do. We're all very into the space industry, music, travel. Together we've been to Madrid, Spain, Paris, France, with plans in the work to travel in the near future. But we always make sure to find time to go to Café Cubal, a small cafe on Marshall Street, or grab a veggie sandwich at Jimmy John's. It's amazing to have friends who aspire for so much. From a software engineer on Dream Chaser, a space plane for Sierra Nevada Corporation, an auxiliary engineer in the United States Air Force, or an engineer for a VC firm that specializes in space startups. There's nothing that's really stopped them. Since my freshman year, I made sure to push myself to try to find new opportunities. This led to taking part in the inaugural Invent at SU program, the 6-week summer program where you are challenged to invent, prototype, and pitch an invention with a partner. With an overload of Nutella and coffee, my co-inventor and I, Elizabeth, invented Inspire, a wearable asthma inhaler ideal for exercise-induced asthma attacks. It can carry 10 doses with a sleek and accessible design, so like imagine a Fitbit. We pitch this every week to professionals, very Shark Tank style, and surely came better speakers. At the end of the 6 weeks, we did a final pitch-off where Elizabeth and I were lucky enough to have won the first prize in the New York City location. But after that summer ended, Elizabeth and I decided that we wanted to keep going and move forward with the invention. We went to the Blackstone Launchpad, the hub of entrepreneurship on campus, and started to turn our invention into something real, a business. Since then, we've graduated from an incubator program incorporated into Inspire Health LLC and filed a non-provisional patent application. We were able to do this from raising about $40,000 in funding through business plan competitions throughout the country. One of my favorite memories has to be sitting on the floor of the Atlanta airport, having my advisor red pen my entire 30-page business plan that was due in under 24 hours. I know this sounds like a crazy fondest memory, but I promise you, looking back, it was worth it. It was for something called the ACC Inventor Prize, which was a competition at Georgia Tech where you pitch your venture against representatives from all 14 schools in the ACC. But we also had to make sure we were ready for the competition that was in 5 days. It was a packed week, and ironically also my birthday, but the insanity and chaos is what made that week really special. After this, I was offered a job at the Launchpad where I work with student entrepreneurs, conduct pitch rehearsals, and even help others with their business plans now. I also host a documentary series called 50/50 Female Founders, where I highlight female entrepreneurs, many of whom are in the College of Engineering and Computer Science. But this past summer, I had an amazing opportunity to intern with Virgin Orbit, a space startup based out of Los Angeles, whose mission is to launch a rocket off of a Boeing 747. I was placed on the propulsion test team at a real rocket test site in Mojave, California. While there, I designed a water deluge system to reduce sound levels of a rocket launch and a blast deflector to redirect high-speed exhaust after testing an engine. I also actively took part in testing and got to wear those cool mission control headsets that you see in movies. It was really cool. I sent pictures to my mom. The environment was hands-on and high adrenaline. Excitement radiated from the team on test days. You simply walked out of trailers and was surrounded by rocket engines. But every day was impossible to predict. For instance, I was once given the task of wiring a valve for an upcoming test that was sitting on top of a booster stage engine. My parents could not believe that I got to sit on top of a rocket engine and do electrical work for something that would actually go to space. But one day my boss told me, a little too casually, that I was going to give Richard Branson, the billionaire and founder of my company, a tour of our test site later that day. When he got there, we spoke for a grand total of 7 minutes, with him sweating buckets in the 120-degree heat, but we got a really cool picture, which is what everyone's been referencing. But along with Richard Branson, I had the opportunity to see a revolutionary rocket launch on human space tourism and convince co-workers with revolutionary experience to eat lunch with me. This includes ex-NASA flight director Mike Moses for the space shuttle. It was always my dream to work in rocket science, but I never thought it was obtainable for me because of the stigma of how hard rocket science is. But I learned that it's truly a growing process. You can do anything you set your mind and determination, and sometimes your social life too. So I'll be returning to Virgin Orbit after graduation as a propulsion test engineer in June, where I'll be testing rockets in 120-degree heat. Thank you. My classes along the way helped with many of the experiences that I've had. I visited NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas last semester, where I presented a lab that we had done in one of our classes called Aircraft Performance and Dynamics. The lab was using our flight simulator, and we required changing thrust to show when aircraft would stall, which they thought was really cool that we had a flight simulator on our campus. Outside of all this, I love taking free electives to explore my more artistic side. I was an RA for a few years in an art learning community in one of our first-year buildings. I also take a film photography course, graphic design, multimedia, and I volunteer at the Museum of Science and Technology downtown. If you had asked me my freshman year if I expected to do all of the crazy things I've done now, I would have told you that you're joking. These 4 years are going to challenge you and shape you, but leave you with friendship and experiences that you will hold dear forever. Congratulations again for acceptance into Syracuse University and the College of Engineering and Computer Science, and I wish you the best of luck in wherever your path leads. Thank you.